sorry, I forgot to point something out. The other thing I was going to say is that, you know, it would be a perfectly clear day if it weren't for all these contrails, chemtrails, whatever they are. It would be like, it would be, not perfectly, but like 80%, 90%. I mean, the sky is crystal clear with the exception of this, what I'm gonna call it intentional pollution, like strategic pollution, like government-sponsored pollution. I mean, they've completely scarred up the sky, you know? Well, all these parallel lines, it's unbelievable. It would be a perfectly clear day. So, the part of the day that's not clear, maybe that's the chemtrails from earlier this morning, and that's just how far they've expanded it. It does appear to be the case in some places of the sky, you know, like clouds that are, you know, like a mile wide, for example. They look like super hyper expanded vapor trails, contrails. Let's make all the old people happy. They're contrails. They're on the contrails. Don't be silly. You know, I like to make fun of the stupid old people. The people that sit around and say, oh, there's a conspiracy theory. Oh, you know, those people. You know some of those people, right? So it's interesting now. So that begs a question. It's like, do they wait for a clear day to do this so that whatever the aluminum, the barium, whatever heavy metals, whatever radioactive material, whatever, who knows? Whatever they're putting in the air. People say they're putting viruses in the air. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, but literally, like in Pennsylvania, you'll go and you talk to people and they say, we have the people, you know, people in the area are suffering from all kinds of bronchial issues, and they say we have, what do they call it? They call it the trail cough, the plane trail cough, or the plane cough, or something like that. So yeah, and then people go and they test the dirt, and there's like yeah, hepatitis and all kinds of crazy stuff. But so do they do this on a clear day to maximize the amount of pollution that reaches the ground? Or do they do it every day, and when it's not a clear day, you just can't see it? That's a question, you know? Do they put the other people say, you know, in my neighborhood, all of the citrus trees are black, dead. I mean, they turn black and they die, you know? So some people, you know, but some people say that there's so much aluminum in the ground that you can't grow food anymore. So what are they trying to, are they trying to make it so that you can only grow food in the areas that they want food to be grown, so that they can consolidate and centralize the food production? Because if, you know, if you control the food, well, you control the people, right? So anyway, there's a concept that my friend Dan Allison, sorry Dan, I hope you don't mind me mentioning your name, he's very familiar with, because he's a writer and political, you know, he's interested in these things. So there's a concept that he's very familiar with, even more familiar than I am. But basically, it says if you control the narrative, you have the power. So that's something that I want to explore further. That just is kind of a tag along to controlling food. It's control. You know, the issue is control. That's the issue. The issue is when you become a billionaire or a trillionaire, money is no longer an object. Money is no longer a concern. Money is no longer a desire. Money is no longer an objective. Money is no longer a goal. So what do you go for? You go for power. What is power? Power is control. So everything's about control. Controlling the food, controlling the people. You make them weak, you make them sick, you make them panicked, you make them scared, you make them whatever, you know. If you leave them alone and you let them live happy, peaceful lives, the natural course of things is for people to become prosperous and happy and to expand their own personal influence through their families and through their communities. Well, you have no control, because people are constantly growing in power and influence, you know. So you've got to stir the pot. You've got to get people fighting with each other. You've got to get people distressed. You got to get people in a state of mind that they can be manipulated. You know, you got to get them emotionally and psychologically off balance. So that's because when people are off balance, they're easy to pull around. When people are strong and standing firm, you know, they're hard to control, because they're going to question everything you do, because they're not, you know, they're not easily distracted. They're not easily pulled one way or another. I mean, they're centered, you know, and they're at peace with themselves and their word. Okay, I got to go to work. Peace out, everybody. This is crazy, huh? All right, bye.